Hello everybody, here we are today for another video. This time before I promote it, I just want to go and say, hey, if you like stuff I do and want to hear me do a podcast and see all the other things that I'm doing or have done, or no, it's more like that I'm doing, because I'm doing it from this point on. Anything that I'm part of on the internet is now going on this page, with the link in the bottom, well, at least the name, since YouTube won't actually let me put the link in to this little part. Bit of a shame, but the CC bunker is where most of my stuff will go. So if I'm on a podcast that isn't the Moonbase 2, it'll go there, as well as Moonbase 2 and all the other stuff, like I say I do. Just wanted to do a bit of self-promoting and whatnot, because, well, why not? But today, as you know, we are doing a video on another model kit. This time it's on the 1/140 scale high-grade Gogg. Gogg with 2 G's, well technically 3. G-O-G-G, Gogg. An underwater guy, very cheap, very affordable for anyone. A good starter, really. If you're like, oh, I don't know about model kit building, this is the guy to try it on, I would say, because he's cheap as chips. Or if you want to try customizing and doing a bit of paintwork, then that's pretty good as well, because, hey, it's cheap. You can go as crazy as you want and mess up, and it won't matter, because it's cheap. But is it good? Is it actually a good thing on its own? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Because, guys, yo, it's a Gundam!
Alright boys and girls, here it is, the Gogg. A silly, dumpy little mobile suit, but it's designed primarily for kind of underwater nonsense and stuff like that. And because it is an underwater mobile suit, what better colour choices as brown and beige? I hear you say. I like the overall design, even if the colours are a bit weird, and the actual colours I kind of dig as well. He's got some stuff around his abdomen area, which I think are laser areas. He's got a little dumpy head with his one mono eye, which doesn't move, unfortunately. But his main feature are his weird wiggy hands and then massive fingers. Around the back, he does have a little booster pack so he can rocket through the water. The legs are big and chunky. Could do with a bit more paint, but they have a good girth to them. He's just a small, squat, little beefy-looking dude. And as you can see by the arm design, you probably get an idea of how that's going to work, as well as how the articulation's going to work in his hands as well. Like I said, it's a shame that the mono eye doesn't move at all, but again, I kind of like the general head design. Articulation-wise, his head can move a little bit, but the more you turn it, the more it just pops off of the joint, to the point where it does. It just pops back on, but there's not a huge amount, which is a shame that the mono eye doesn't move at all, otherwise it really could have given him a little bit more, I don't know, playability. It is just 2 stickers. It's a black sticker and then the pink one on top of that. The shoulders have a few pieces here, but it just goes around and around, as you would suspect. The shoulder pad's actually separate from the top of the arm, so you will need to move that in tandem. Ball joint at the top, and then a load of little ball joints just move the arm, and you can move it out about this far, and then kind of tilt the rest of the ball joint so it kind of curves a little bit more, and then you just kind of curve it around for a somewhat elbow joint. It's not really a bend, but it's more of a slight curve more than anything else. The arms do have a wrist joint, which is kind of neat. I like that, and it does swivel because of this part here. And then we have all these ball jointed fingers, which is kind of cool. So you can, you know, turn, you can pull this bit in for things and it twists around a little bit. The fingers all move in and splay apart, or you can push them together, you know, as you do. So you can sort of grip things. It doesn't make a great fist, but it gives you an idea of what a fist would be for punching dudes. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's okay articulation for the most part for his hands. His waist wobbles left and right, and you can pull it out to get a bit more movement there. And he has a bit of tilt when you do this as well, but once you slot him back down, he's a much more limited, unfortunately. Leg-wise, he has stuff, but it's more, they kind of turn in and out, just because we have the joint right at the top of the leg, They don't go out too far, just the way the legs have been designed, unfortunately. They go forward a little bit, but really not a huge degree. They go back a little bit more than you usually would go for as well. And we do have a joint here, you know, the double joint, and it's just over 90 degrees for the most part. And then we have a big old joint in the bottom of the foot for his ankle tilt, which is not bad. It could be a little bit stronger, but it does the job, you know. It can move forward, and there's a big gap there, but, you know, it does the job, I guess. I'm not too angry with it. Since this is one of the earlier high-grade kits as well, I don't expect a huge amount from it. Now, a weird little feature is you can pull off the arms and shorten them down and kind of put them in this somewhat, I guess, tight mode for when he's jetting through the water. It does require a bit of parts forming. There's maybe a faster way to do it, but I thought this was the easiest way to show how it worked. And then you just simply pop on the remainder of the arms, fold them in, and that's, I guess, a little bit more of a jet stream mode, so you can pick him up and he's a bit more streamlined for underwater stuff, and then when he comes out of combat, his arms will just, you know, extend and he can start slapping people about. I don't know. It's weird. So, in conclusion, is the Gogg worth getting? I would say yes. Granted, he is a much older kit than some people might be used to, and doesn't have all that lovely marmalade that some of them do to make them taste that much sweeter. But he's a lot of fun, and you're only going to be spending about £3 on him, maybe 4, not including the postage, of course. So it's a great little kit to throw into an already building order and be like, yeah, well, £3. What harm can it do? It's fun to build. It's a nice, unique look, because for better or worse, it's brown and beige, and not a lot of suits are like that. So it will stand out on your shelf, and it looks good with the rest of the underwater guys. So I hope this has been informative, and I will catch you in the future for some more Gundam action. Catch you later, guys.